Governor Hobbs yesterday signed the Ag to Urban bill, which was passed by the legislature and allows developers to buy water rights from farmers as a way to boost Arizona's housing supply while conserving water. We spoke to Sarah Porter, the director of the Kyle Center for Water Policy at ASU's Morrison Institute for Public Policy. To have you here, thank you so much for joining us here as we talk about this Ag to Urban bill, which is now the Ag to Urban law. What exactly did the legislature pass and the governor sign?
The new law allows for the conversion of grandfathered agricultural rights to pump groundwater into a smaller right to pump groundwater for new development or for a different use. Think for urban development or municipal use for existing, users.
Yeah, because we keep hearing that, it's developers can buy water rights from farmers, but this development doesn't necessarily have to be homes, correct?
Right. Development can be industrial, commercial, or residential. Those are generally the forms of development that we think about.
But that is the basis here. Go ahead, please.
Well, the law, it really is designed to provide one pathway for a water supply for new development, but it's not exclusive to growth. Existing water providers could also take advantage of the law and, acquire these water rights and use them as part of their water supply portfolio.
All right. Are we talking groundwater only? Is any CAP or SRP water involved here?
No, this is entirely about groundwater. So the background is when Arizona adopted the Groundwater Management Act of 1980, the then existing agricultural water users, the farmers in the Phoenix area, Pinal County, even Tucson area, received a grandfathered right to continue to use groundwater with limitations, because the act wasn't intended to wipe them out, right? In 2023, the Arizona imposed a moratorium in the Phoenix area on using groundwater to support new development. That same type of moratorium had been imposed in the Pinal County groundwater management area in 2019. And the impact of that moratorium was that it really made it hard for developers in areas that weren't served by the bigger, the kind of bigger, older cities to find a water supply as required to support new development. So this is one pathway that opens up, the door to some additional new development. And as I mentioned before, it's also something that existing water providers could take advantage of if they, wanted to acquire those credits.
And again, the bottom line here, the basis of all this is that agriculture uses so much water. Home building, we'll stick with home building now, but whatever development is involved doesn't use quite as much water. So you get more homes and you use less water. That's kind of the equation here, correct?
Yeah, that's right on. Agricultural water use, because it simply takes a lot of water to grow food and fiber. Anyone who's ever grown a plant remembers that you have to keep watering it or it dies. So agricultural water use is like 5 or 6 times the rate per acre as water that a city would use. And so that's kind of the basis for allowing this to happen. On its face, it seems like a great idea. It's going to, leave water in the aquifers, but that really depends on a number of factors, including how much agricultural land would have been retired without this law, and also how much water will be recycled, reused when it's used for that urban development. So there are quite a number of factors that make it not quite so obviously a huge water savings.
Well, I was going to ask about replenishment operations. How does this impact all that, recharging and the whole 9 yards?
Yeah. Well, replenishment is a requirement for new development that is groundwater reliant in the active management areas where we have groundwater management. And the big issue here is finding the water supplies for replenishment. Typically, we have the Central Arizona Project has an operation called the Central Arizona Groundwater Replenishment District that is responsible for replenishing groundwater that's used in new developments. The developers enroll their lands in that program. It's been harder and harder to find water supplies for replenishment. You know, there's a shortage of Colorado River water. There's more competition for the supplies that are available. So one concern with this new law is making sure that as we go forward, we need to make sure that we don't get out ahead of ourselves and create a replenishment obligation that is much bigger than the CAP, can meet.
Interesting. Okay, so the impact on the Arizona water supply, short term and at least first glance, positive. What about the environmental impact? You're losing farms and you're building urban areas.
Yeah, those are kind of issues that are to some extent outside of the scope of the legislation, and it really is, it's hard to pin them down. But yeah, the more development that occurs, the greater the risk of urban heat island, the greater the risk of, for example, depending on what happens with those ag lands, because the development won't necessarily occur on top of those farms, but the greater the risk of particulate matter, the need to mitigate particulates from fallowed fields. So those are things that will be managed by different agencies to the extent that they're managed. But it's an important issue, and I think it really highlights that any decision like this will come with a whole myriad of trade-offs that have a big impact, on the surrounding communities.
And last question, I know we're dealing with water here, and you're our water expert. But in terms of agriculture, the agriculture sector in Arizona, how big a hit?
Agriculture is not monolithic in Arizona, and the agriculture in the Phoenix area has sort of been on a glide path to retirement. It has long been the vision of people involved in land use and land development and water management to try to retire agriculture, largely because it takes so much water to grow. It is very difficult to make the case for the long-term sustainability of agriculture in the Phoenix area. Same with Pinal County. That's very different from agriculture along the main stem of the Colorado River, particularly in the Yuma area. There's a river. If it's managed right, there should be a water supply flowing by. And so when we're talking about the sustainability of agriculture from a water perspective, the conclusions in the Phoenix area, Pinal County, where we don't have an abundant surface water supply to support that agriculture, are very different from places in Arizona or the West where there is a renewable supply of water for that agriculture.
Sarah Porter, Kyle,
in the main,
go ahead, please. Go ahead.
I would just say that the main crop that is grown by agriculture in these areas that are now available through this kind of voluntary transaction to convert the water from an agricultural use to an urban use, the main crops that are being grown are forage crops. And that means like alfalfa and other crops that are grown to feed animals that are used for dairy or for food. There's a big supply. There's abundant forage crops available in Arizona and the West. A lot of it is, a good amount is exported. So probably there won't be a noticeable impact on food prices as a result of this program, which will probably lead to kind of a slow conversion, as we've seen in the past, of agricultural lands to urban development.
All right, Sarah Porter, Kyle Center for Water Policy at the ASU Morrison Institute. Good to see you. Thank you so much for joining us.
Good to see you. Thanks a lot, Ted.